Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2017. Advance time a little bit, we're 2 days away from our next match against Inverness over here. I've made another variant of basically our base tactic over here. I forgot, our base tactic was only set up for like sort of the standard play over here. I want to make sure to have a much more defensively minded one. We're going to go counter mentality. I'm also going to encourage my team to play a little bit more structured over here, which I realize we haven't really played with that formation as much, but it might actually be a good idea against a team who will likely be able to draw us out of position a lot. I'm going to try to encourage my team not to find themselves get pulled out as frequently. Also, just some of the orders over here are slightly different in terms of attackingness and whatnot. Railston, I'm going to actually swap you out for Devlin over here, which is our slightly stronger player. We don't expect to do super well in the cup, and we certainly expect to kind of lose against Inverness, but what we're mostly interested in is keeping our goal differential down as much as possible. We're not expecting to beat Inverness. We just want to make sure we don't lose by a whole lot of points, because if we minimize how many goals are scored against us with Inverness and then do well against some of the other teams, we actually might manage to get out of our group. Assuming, I haven't actually checked all the rules, and I assume goal differentials matters for that. So we're going to go with something a little bit more like this. We got 2 days. The other thing going on is, oh yes, in my inbox, must respond over here. We got to choose squad bonuses over here. Now, apparently the squad bonus does get scaled based on the position. So if they win the Ladbrokes Championship, we'll give the squad 130k split up by presumably playtime or positions or their existing salaries, or I don't know what it is. But if I were to go and drop all these down, you can see my transfer budget would go from, say, 10k to 73k. So I'd be able to pick up more better players for long-term investment. This, I suspect, will hurt morale. But I think this is the best way for us to build the squad going forward. I don't know. Cross our fingers. Let's move forward. It's not going to be good. Squad injury. Yeah, we had someone else take an injury during practice and things. Overall, doing okay. Again, it is a shame having Forrest out for so long. He's a really, really good player, but actually we're not using him right now. So it's kind of, in a way, a bit of a blessing because you can't yell at me for not playing him. I did set up my my subs for the next game. Really, we don't have much choice. We've got the only other person I could have brought in. I mean, these guys here with the orange injuries technically can be played, but it's risky. Grant Thurburn could be pulled in, but all he can do is play defensive center, and we've got quite a few people who are comfortable in that role. So here are subs over here. So let's go and, whoops, Craig over here. Oh yeah, Craig Moore. Craig Moore can't be played because he's suspended. So we're going to have Craig McGuffey over here. Certainly not as strong, but we will do what we can. All right, continue. Man, our next game is actually quite close together, too. And the next one will be away, which is a bit annoying. I would prefer to play the hard game away and the more reliable game at home. But we'll see. Suggestions, some tactical changes. Change from counter to standard. No, we're definitely going to go a bit more defensive. That's fine. I think we should get stuck in, be more disciplined, stick to positions. Is stick to position a thing as well? Right. We tell them to be less creative and also to stick to their positions more. I already set you to structured, which is probably like stick to position. I'm going to leave this kind of blank. I don't want to give them too many instructions that differ too much from the baseline. I'm also not playing out the defense. We're going to have to dump it out of defense a little bit more aggressively over here. But I think that's going to be okay. Manage your debut. Face difficult Inverness challenge. I mean, we lost the last one. And again, and I keep saying they're one league above us, but that's not entirely true because we are at the bottom. Oh, this is youth development, yeah, which is just automated. And probably I should babysit them more, but maybe when the regens come in, I'll take a more active role in youth development. We'll see. What was I going to say? Yes, we're at the bottom. Like, we just barely squeaked into Championship League, right? So, really, Inverness is like a league and a half ahead of us, which is not particularly pretty. So, counter, structured. This, I mean, we could go even more defensive. But I think I'll just start with counter, and that'll be okay. And then, I don't know, if by some miracle we happen to, like, get ahead or something like that, then maybe we'll go and lock things down, especially late in the game. Gary's condition isn't very good. I think he just played in the under-20s not that long ago, which is a little unfortunate, but that's going to be okay. First of all, there we go. Sort that more appropriately. Yeah, we've got some people lacking match sharpness, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. We didn't get the warning before that because it was friendlies, and we need to number a couple people. Tony and Kevin over here, you need some numbers. We'll go ahead and number you and submit those, and then we'll get into the match. And we will indeed have to cross our fingers to see how things go. Opposition instruction. If I recall correctly, because I took a look at these guys in between, the pace on Bowden and Sutherland is not... Oh, Sutherland's a little faster. Okay. But Bowden's not very fast, so I think we're going to keep him tightly marked so we're right on top of him. He's also probably going to be the primary scorer. I think we'll close him down and tackle him hard. Yeah, we'll tackle him hard as well. Oh, we should show Sutherland on his weaker foot. Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah, we're going to go with something like this. Try to shut down Bowden so he can't score as much. We're not going to like be aggressive with tackling in general, just with Bowden there. It does open up the possibility we might foul him when he can get a penalty shot or something. We'll see. Nobody fancies us to win, so we will cautiously say, let's go pull up no offset, and I'm going to go and be passionate here. Lots more you can take. For some reason, this always works really well. Maybe it's, you know, some way I set up my coach in terms of being motivational or whatever, but it tends to get the job done. Okay. Counter structured instructions the way they are, that's fine. We're a little clustered in the middle, which might make sense. I wonder if I should instruct my people to play wider. That is not what I would call a short pass. That looks like a pretty crazy pass. We're not winning our fair share of headers. Shut up. Oh, I have my speed set okay. Yeah, the speed set's fine. Okay. Felt like we burned through the game really, really, really fast there. Yeah, highlights extended. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. Oh, Thomas picks up a yellow card. Oh my God. How do we get an injury so fast? So Crawford's picked up potentially an injury. Now at this point, he's not marked as having anything special. His condition still seems... I'm going to keep him playing for now. Going to see if he actually asks to be pulled off or anything like that. We'll see if he can get to the half. He's getting looked at now. No, I think he's going to be okay. Hopefully. He's going to play a little slower. He will have. He won't be playing the whole game, maybe. Maybe he's got a bruise on his thigh or something. I don't remember what the injury notes was. I could take a look at the actual log. There's that Bowden guy. Sutherland's also good. Like, look at the way they dart around. They just feel... They really are, like, yeah, more than a league above us. They're basically a league and a half above us. And that is terrifying. Gary Harkins is really... his condition's dropping quickly, too. I think he played in the... he may have played in one of our under-20s matches, which may or may not have been a good idea. Again, with this one, we're not... I was going to say, we're not expecting to win this match. Shit, I don't know what to do now. Oh, yeah, from far away. Oh, there we go. It switches the goal. Yeah, he's just completely open, and he just taps it. Wow, that wasn't even necessarily a very... That didn't look like a very strong shot either. Not strong, not that far from the goalie, but the goalie just fails to get his leg out from there. We're defending against a set piece, which has me really, really, really unhappy. Oof. Oof. Later on in the season, we will be setting our match preparation to probably quite frequently defending set pieces, because that's a really scary thing, but we do need to keep working just our general match, or just general tactics right now. Clear the ball nicely. Oh! Almost got it out to McGuffey over there. Not quite. Sutherland very dangerous. Clearing the ball some more there. Good delays. Almost at the half. And then, yeah, we'll evaluate people's statuses. They do get a bit of a break at the half, so they can bounce back a little bit of condition at that point. And as long as they're not too bad off, and yeah, we'll definitely need to do some swaps, but not rush it out. And yeah, some people are definitely a little rougher than others. Harkins, why are you so low? Okay, good first half. I will be cautiously I'm pleased. Keep it up. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Do we want to switch to an even more defensive stance? I don't think so. There's still a lot of the game to be played. It's too early to start wasting time and being a big derp like that. And you can see their conditions bounced up a little bit. We'll still have to replace Gary Harkins probably pretty quickly. Who is it? Robbie Crawford got hurt. He's definitely fine. Okay, good. Maybe after the game we might find out he's got a bit more of an injury, and he'll need a bit of time off. But overall, he seems to be mostly okay. So that's good to see. Gary may have needed a bit of time off training. It's possible he's training really hard. Wow, Tamarco just watches the ball sail by while Paul Carney goes and rips it out of him. Harkins with a long shot. It was on target, but the goalie was able to defend it pretty easily. It was right in the middle of the net, but still, those shots can go in, and it can be shocking. Okay, Harkins, stay in it just a little bit longer, buddy. You can do it. Yellow card for Anderson on the other side, maybe. Nice. Ooh, a free kick here from Thomas. It does hit the post, and we're not able to get the rebound, but that should be a throw-in over here on our side, so that's all right. Get the ball in our control a bit more. Is it time to replace Gary? A little bit longer. We don't have a really strong replacement for Gary. If we had Forrest, then yes, but we don't. So I think at 60 minutes, I'll do that. Ooh, yellow card. All right, let's go ahead and do this sub at this point. So someone's going to have to come in for the last half hour for Gary Harkins. And who's that going to be? Brian Gilmore? Now, we can do some other swaps. What I can do is I can see what happens. Let's say we bring Paul Kearney up here. And then replace... There we go, Jamie Adams back here. That is a much better exchange. So Kearney's going to move up to the attacking midfielder. And then we're going to do a substitute with one of the midfielders, and that works out a lot better. I also often like to replace, especially defensive players who get yellow cards, but not right now. We still got a while to go. Crawford's actually survived a fair amount. His sharpness isn't great, but he's been playing well. Is anyone playing? Who's the worst right now? Craig, which isn't a surprise because you're not a super high-ranking guy, but we don't have a really good replacement for you. And luckily, you're not exhausted, so we're going to leave you as is. What about Robbie? Yeah, we don't have a really strong replacement for you. Nicky's getting a bit on the tired side. I'm going to bring in Tony, actually. Tony's really not bad. And then we'll get a higher energy defender. It is a little early for 2 subs, but I actually think it'll be okay. With the fact that we're replacing some of our good players and we're getting a little bit tired, I actually think this would be an excellent time for us to switch to a full defensive mentality. So, still 30 minutes left. But yeah, we're going to try to see if we can't lock this down. Again, even if we don't win, if we can just end up not losing badly, the goal differential situation will be good. That's our set piece over here. Oops. Does Thomas pick it up? He does. Dougherty. McGuffin! Holy crap! Holy crap! That's McGuffey! That's that... Wow! Wow! Wow, we haven't even... Like, that's this Tremarco guy? That's the second time he's effed up and really hurt his team. He's having a bad day. And that's benefiting well for us. Yeah, okay. Full defensive. We should probably go into time wasting, actually. Try to waste as much time as possible. I mean, we still have like 15 minutes to kill. But it's hard to... well, it's not that hard to imagine. But they have to score twice to equalize. And if we really start aggressively wasting time here... Oh, that's not good! Okay, yes, clear that shit. Clear that shit. Alright, let's replace Crawford at this point. There's not that much time left. There'll be some injury time, but that's okay. Crawford, we're going to bring in Brian Gilmore, which is really not his strongest role. Yeah, this is one of the areas where he should do okay. But that'll have to do. Get it. Ooh, foul. Oh my god. Nudge a little strongly. Get a yellow card. Not great. Not great. It's a lot of yellows for a game I'd sort of kind of written off. There's that Tremarco. Ooh. Wide open McClellan to King. Long shot. Fleming is able to catch it easily. Wonderful job. And yeah, he's wasting time, so he's going to like take a little extra time before kicking it out to the team. You can see the minutes run by. 2 minutes added time. 30 seconds added time. They do have the ball in our zone. Ooh. Would not surprise me if they brought it to a 1-goal game. Oh, dump that ball. That's the other thing. With defensive and wasting time, there tends to be a lot of just like clear the ball out of the zone as aggressively as possible. Another foul. Please don't give us another card. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Another yellow card. And again, it's not like I have tackling hard turned on, except for that one guy. All right, they've got a free kick from this far off. It does get cleared away, and that's full time. It's full time, and we beat Inverness 2-0. Now, we may have just gotten lucky. Oh my god, well, hold on. I'm going to be passionate. That was really special. Nobody gave us a chance. We played magnificently. Everyone should be extraordinarily delighted. Wonderful work. Hey, achievement, clean sheet, and first victory. Oh yeah, because this is our first real game. So we played Inverness at home both times. 0-2 to 2-0. Now, all the players do have like a sort of a randomly generated number internally for each game that just shows how strong they play or not. So people do have good games and bad games literally from the internal number generated, plus, how the whole team combination happens to work and also how the other team is doing. So, there's going to be natural variation, but it's entirely possible that our strategic adjustments between these two games actually were huge. We also got a lot more practice in, so we're getting more comfortable with our tactics, but maybe our structured play is a lot better. Now, it'll be interesting to see. What do we decide to do against Bucky Thistle over here, which is from the Highlands Lowlands League? They're quite low. All their players... Actually, there are going to be some real players over here, as it turns out. I thought they were all going to be just like the gray, like random gen people. But I'm not expecting them to be like dangerous powerhouses. A surprising amount of acceleration, actually. But yeah, I can't click on this league. It's not a league that is actually simulated completely in the game. So there's sort of placeholder over here. Quality possession more important than quantity, because I don't think we had the quality possession. Balatoni makes the Air United debut. Very exciting there. Holy cow, that was phenomenal. How's the individual like sort of tiredness? Okay, tired after match is fine. That's okay. And that's despite the fact that I promised them like no money for winning cups. Wow. Be competitive, 55%. If we can get through the group stages, I'll be super happy. I can't believe we got the win there. Now, we still have Dumbarton. So Inverness was Premiership. Dumbarton is Championship League. So they're in our league, but still, they're higher in the league than we are. Brecon is one below us, or in a sense, sort of literally in the league we were just in. So Brecon is probably the person in this entire group that's the most on par with us having a slight edge. And then, yeah, Bucky Thistle being from another set. What is this? This is played games, number of points. So we only played one. Brecon's only played one as well. Our next one's against Bucky's already played two. With them... Oh, defeat by penalties. Okay. So they lost one outright and then lost one in penalties over here. So it was a draw-ish. They played against Brecon. It was 0-0, but they didn't get defeated in penalties, which presumably results in... Oh, okay. They got 1 point for the draw. And Brecon got 2 points for the penalties. Okay, so a win is worth 3. Winning with penalties is worth 2. Losing is worth 0, but losing in penalties is still worth 1. Okay, that's interesting. All right, I can dig that. This shows you, again, how little I know about foot soccer ball. So far, this has been a pretty short video. I guess we'll just go ahead and advance a wee bit, but I don't want to do the next match yet. Let's just bring it up to the cusp. This is going to be a lot more standard as we get further and do a little bit less scouting and searching. Senior club staff, current club scouted players that are being tracked. Right. So I'm tracking these 3 goaltenders over here. Ross Duhin. I mean, ability. Okay, so that's interesting. It says 2.5 stars here. If I go here, it says 3.5 stars, because I'm assuming the scouting summary is taking into account a little bit more with potential and whatnot. How do I find out like their current rating compared to my team? Like, that's really annoying. So I'd look at this guy and be like, he's 3.5 stars. And then I pull him into my team and he's only 2.5 stars. So he's not really an improvement over my current goaltender, although he could potentially train to be better. And we still don't have full information on him. We're mostly there. Mostly there. Again, compare with my current goaltender. He's only vaguely better, in shot stopping an area, which I think does make him a better goalkeeper. And he's only 18 versus 29, which means he has the opportunity to get better. Valued at 13K. How much would he actually cost? Again, I think I can get him on loan. You know what? Make an offer. So they want 14K. On a loan, they literally would be fine with just giving him up. And what if I said, I want him until the end of next season. I don't want you to be able to recall him. And that's it. So I want him for free for 2 full seasons. I mean, if I recruit him, if I actually, get him, then, I can develop him myself. Especially since, he may only be worth a certain amount now, but if he gets better, A, I've got him, and B, I could also sell him for a crap ton more cash. But I also, 500 a week is what he's expecting. Getting him for free sounds pretty good. I'll suggest terms. Acceptable? Yeah. Finalize offer. Excellent. Done. So we're going to get him. I could probably stop scouting the others, actually. Cancel assignment. Cancel assignment. There. Ross Doohan will be ours. We still have a huge transfer budget. So at some point, we do still need to recruit someone for realsies. So let's consider. Let's get rid of the loans at this point, and find someone. I do have someone that I got on the right, which is good. On the left, we're still a little weak, as I recall. So let's sort by value here. Now, this is not necessarily what people are going to be charging us for, but let's look at these guys, and we're going to get the people we haven't seen yet. We're going quite low here, but that's okay. There, about that far. I'm going to scout all these, get a basic scouting report on all these people. This comes in really quick. This is just very preliminary information on these folks. We do have a little bit more money. We could always consider these guys. I should, what I should also do is insert for, how do I find out their salary payment? How do I find out how they're getting paid? Wage. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, that would actually be a more useful one because while we might be able to afford some of the transfer stuff, we do have to be a little bit more careful with the wages. But we could potentially even afford this guy. Potentially. Feels a little bit harder. But if he's really good, he may be worthwhile. Let's scout this fellow as well. That is... Okay, the value is really high. But we do have a transfer budget. His natural fitness is 19 to 20. Ben Purrington. Who are you playing for? Plymouth. Who's Plymouth? Skybet League 2. Yeah, you are not staying in that league. You are definitely going to get traded away at some point. And I'm willing to bet he's going to ask for a hell of a lot of money. But we'll find out. Okay. Doohan offer expired, or accepted. Excellent. Duration, end of next season. So we've got him for 2 freaking years. I don't think he'll be able to play in the Cup, but that's okay. I like hashtag Ballatoni. That's great stuff. I like it. So we're getting some reports on some people. And I could add them to the short list, but again, I like to just filter things through the main screen all the time. I think we've got to keep going for match tactics. Again, yes, it would be a good idea for us to, defensive vulnerabilities, defend against set pieces, etc., etc. But our tactic familiarity is not as high as I would like. I still want to focus on that as much as possible. Creative freedom is awkward. Competent here, yeah, because it's flexible. We're mostly training flexible, but we're going to do both. Now, our next match is against someone who should be a little bit better at. So we will play, this is a slightly more offensive variant over here, standard, and we, standard, flexible, and also people are set to be slightly more aggressive. Is it only Kearney that's got the difference? Yeah, that is. I think at some point I had these guys on attack. Actually, Devlin was on attack before. There we go. I think I swapped that out when I'm putting Ralston in there because his pace isn't bad. It's not as great. Devlin is much faster. But I like him being on attack because I feel quite confident that he'll be able to come back. But yeah, all right, there. Just a tiny little difference between the two because I really want them to get their familiarity up as much as possible before I start making things crazy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a cut in here. When we get back, we'll play against Bucky Thistle, that is an I, who hopefully, cross our fingers, should be a good idea. Wow, our our assistant manager really wants us to switch to a 4-5-1. Something that I might investigate. One thing I can do, for example, tactics, is over here we can save the team selection. So I'm going to call this A. All right, so I can always go to A and it'll redo this. Because then if I go and say, you want a 4-5-1? 4-5-1. What would that look like? I mean, there's no reason this can't work, and then I guess I just hit quick pick to fill this in as best as it can. Is kind of interesting. And you know what? With something like this, assuming that Alan Force wasn't injured, he's not as comfortable with this. But if I did this, and then let's say I moved them up to here, well then, again, what we're really looking at here, unless I want to go asymmetrical, what we're looking at here is, well, I was going to say the 4-2-3-1 like DM wide, but that's more like it there. Yeah, I'm just going to clear this one. We're not going to do that. I mean, it might work, it might not. We're going to go back up to our more offensive one, go to configuration A. Excellent. All right, we'll put a cut in here. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys next time.